Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Outside the Box Score. With me, Mark Rowlands, your home for local sports in Syracuse, right here on the Score 1260. It's not a solo show today. In fact, we got a full house in studio. Woo. Josh Boheim is back.
Always.
Always.
Never missed a week.
Never missed a week, except for last week
and the week before.
And the week before, and maybe the week before that. And then a special guest, a surprise special guest. I didn't even know he was coming in today, Austin Westrich.
I didn't know either. I was told last night.
First time on the show, Mark.
I was going to say, this is your first time on this show, correct?
Yep.
We did take over the Man-Child show one day.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. 1 or 2 days. 1 or 2 days.
Yeah, you and Nunez did both days. Like we did one.
Yeah, that's right. We did have a we've got the sound stinks on Twitch, big guy. That's great. Let's see. Oh, that's why. It's going through the microphone. There we go. That'll sound better.
Jim?
And yeah, thank you, Jim and Pat. Yep, that's better. Okay. But we did do a takeover of the Man-Child show with Boy Green once before. So you have been in this radio station, but it's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm a little nervous out here. You know, I'm not an entertainer of any sort.
We had a show together for 2 years at SUNY Oswego.
Did fun.
we had fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
This show is a little more professional, is what I'll say, than some of the stuff we were saying on Hot Stove back in the day. Slightly. We would go like what, an hour without hitting a commercial break.
That's my goal every week. Let it be known. Jim is bastard. Jim is the one who reminds us about these commercial breaks. Guy loves commercials. I mean, I'm trying here.
Well, because they don't have to hear them.
Oh, true. Yeah, then we get to just
they don't hear them. Which, if you don't want to listen to the commercials, you could always check out twitch.tv/marker_box. Follow me on Twitter. It's live streamed there as well at marker_box, or the Score 1260 YouTube channel. If you want to do that, we talk during the breaks. You won't hear the commercials, and you can interact with us live during the show. Jim said no to Josh. Commercials are kind of important.
For who? For the show?
Paying
the bills?
I got to get paid somehow.
True. Somebody's got to get something.
Someone's got to get something. I did mention the Man-Child show with Boy Green. That's how we're going to start the show today. Yesterday was the last show for an absolute institution in Central New York.
How long was he doing this show?
24 years.
Wow.
On the radio for Jim the Man-Child Lurch. Now, Josh, you know Lurch.
Yeah.
Austin, did you ever take sports broadcasting at Oswego?
No.
You never took it? So you never worked with Jim Lurch? And yesterday was his final show. I had to stop in.
Yeah.
I stopped in and did a few minutes with the guys because I told them the only thing that would have kept me from that show was my own funeral. So, I mean, to go 24 years in anything in life is impressive.
Sure.
To go 24 years in local sports talk radio is almost unheard of.
Yeah.
I mean, even like he had Brent Axe on earlier in the week, and Brent was the number one guy around here, and he didn't even come close to 24 years. Like that's just
a testament to what Lurch is,
exactly,
and how good he is.
It's a testament to his professionalism. It's a testament to his voice. It's a testament to his knowledge, his sense of humor, everything. I first listened to the Bud and the Man-Child show when I was like 12 or 13 years old. And I was never a huge sports talk radio nut or anything, but I first listened to them at a pretty young age. And it was funny. I told Wirtz that yesterday. I never told him that I listened to him, when I was a kid. And I told him that for the first time yesterday. And he asked, as he asked everyone over the week, were you a Bud guy or a Man-Child guy? And I told him straight up, I was like, I was always a Man-Child guy. Bud was a curmudgeon.
That was his role.
He was the old man yelling at clouds. And Lurch goes, exactly. You're 100% right. And I have nothing but love and admiration for Bud. I've had him on this show before. I had him on right after Jim Brown died, so we could talk about the legacy of Jim Brown. And he's incredibly knowledgeable and someone I greatly respect. as well as Lurch and as well as Paul. But what they were able to build on this station, not only is it local sports talk radio,
It's AM.
it's AM radio.
Yeah.
And for what they did, they weren't here the entire time,
Sure.
but they were on, 620, another AM station. They were briefly at ESPN Syracuse, and then they came back to the AM side of things to work at the Score and stuck around here for a long time. And just what an honor it was for me to be able to be a part of that show for 5 years.
Just on that show. Yeah, I mean, we've been doing this a while there, Marky.
Yeah,
Not close to 24, but
No.
we've been doing it too. And
we've been doing, this is what year? I think this is year 2 of this show.
Yeah.
Year 2 or 3. And this is a once a week show.
oh yeah, 4 days a week.
5 days a week.
5 days a week.
Yeah, 5 days
That's
a
how
week.
long the week is.
Yep. 2 hours, 5 days a week. I did it with them for a long time every day. It's a grind. And I know people are out there probably saying like, hey, you're talking about sports for 2 hours, 5 days a week. It could be a lot worse.
Try and be entertaining for 2 straight hours every day.
And try to be entertaining, try to be informative,
Mhm.
entertaining, knowledgeable, and, provide insight.
Right.
On July 28th, when the only thing going on is Major League Baseball.
Right. You got to know every sport. You just have to talk about everything.
And, I'm as big of a baseball guy as there is. Jim, I know today is June 28th. I was giving July 28th as an example, Jim. And I will talk about Major League Baseball till I'm blue in the face.
Mm-hmm.
But doing it for 2 hours, 5 days a week, you can't.
Right. 10 hours a week on baseball.
There's not that much to talk about.
You got to get into the sicko stuff.
Yeah. And
This would have been a tennis program if we had
take
over.
Oh yeah. And to always have to find interesting things to talk about and have knowledge about all of those topics, to do that for 24 years, it's absurd.
Let's be clear too. He's not dead. He's
No,
still they've
no,
moved
and
on. Yeah.
They're still making content.
Sure.
Go subscribe to the Man-Child Show digital on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Every show from this week is up there.
Awesome.
No commercials. It's all audio. There's no
Sure.
video. There is a great video that I actually watched this morning. Paul Esden reached out to a bunch of people that were involved with the show over the years and asked them to record a video saying what Jim Lurch and what the show meant to them.
Yeah.
And he reached out to me. I submitted a video,
Sure.
of course. And there are Kevin Brown, the play-by-play guy for the Baltimore Orioles, Anish Shroff, the Panthers play-by-play guy who was on yesterday, Brent Axe. Jim just put the link to their YouTube channel in the description. In the comments. Everyone go subscribe. But yeah, Brent Axe was on. Sal Capaccio, the sideline reporter for the Bills. Like, so many people. 2 former Survivor cast members, stand-up comedians, comedy hypnotist Rich Guzzi. Like, there was a million people in this video, and I watched the whole thing before the show this morning, and it was really truly a great testament to the man and the show. And they're gonna take a little bit of a break, I think, before they really start pumping out the content, because I would want to as well.
Take a little vacation. You deserve well-deserved time off here.
Yeah. And they're just gonna keep going, keep making content. I'm sure I'll pop up on there at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But I just wanted to start the show by thanking Jim the Man-Child Lurch for everything he did for me.
Oh yeah.
This show doesn't exist without Jim Lurch.
No.
I was a student in his broadcasting class. I was his TA. He offered me an intern gig, and I started by doing 15 minutes on the phone from my house in Oswego during COVID on Wednesdays.
That was the gig.
That was the gig. I was like, I got an internship.
Uh-huh.
That's great. And I was so thrilled to get this internship, and that's how it started. And then I think for a solid year, I was just the third chair on the show.
Oh yeah.
You
had a good run.
I had a really good run with those guys. I started as, once I started coming into the studio, it was like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Because I started playing on like their fun Friday games during the summer. And then it was like, oh, this guy dropped out. Mark, could you do 5 days a week? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. And I'm cutting up the clips. I'm making stuff for social media. I'm doing all, a lot of the behind the scenes stuff.
Poll of
the day. And then it was like, okay, we got a couple more interns coming in. Mark, do you want to just like still hang out, like train them, and then, you can leave whenever you want? I was like, okay, sure. And I just stuck around for like a year and a half.
You're not going to get rid of me that easy.
Yeah. And I just stuck around forever. And Wirtz was great. He was like, I'm never going to kick you off this show. He was like, you can do this for 5 years if you want. I don't care. And to become like essentially third chair on the show and be able to do so much with those guys, go to the live draft, the live fantasy football draft, and help them out, go to the mini golf tournament that they used to run, go to any events that they had done in the past. It was really a truly great time for me. Like I said, this show doesn't exist without them. And I just wanted to start the show by saying thank you from me and every other fan out there, because I'm a fan first. It was an incredible run, and I'm so happy for them that they're able to evolve, and I wish them nothing but the best in their future endeavors with the digital version of the show. That's it. That's what I got.
That was a good way to end, I think. Yeah. You should hit the break button. Here we go.
We're going to take a time out. We'll come back, and we will talk about things that aren't just inside baseball radio stuff when we come back on Outside the Box Score.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation.
Oh, one thing we're going to talk about is the Rocket Mortgage Championship, the golf event, because shout out Kevin Roy, son of local golf professional Jim Roy, who I've talked to many times.
You got his tour card, yeah?
Yeah, I've interviewed Kevin. Had the course record at Detroit Golf Club for about 15 minutes, and then someone tied it, and then Jake Knapp broke it yesterday.
What was it? What did he shoot?
He shot 62 in round one.
Oh,
tied for first, 10 under. Then he shoots 1 under yesterday, so he's 11 under. I think he's like tied for 8th or something. But yeah,
he's in contention though.
Oh yeah. Then Jake Knapp had to go and shoot 61 yesterday.
Will this would be his best tour finish, yeah? I know he's won on the Corn Ferry before.
Yes, he's won on the Corn Ferry. He has not won on the regular tour yet.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
I mean, I would love to see him win.
Even a top 10 would be huge. Love the local guys.
Oh yeah.
How's about we had an almost no hitter last night, Mark?
I saw
in Cincinnati.
Yeah, he's tied for 10th right now.
Pops is boots on the ground all weekend.
Oh, he's in Cincinnati?
Yeah, he was at that game. His phone died. Obviously, I wasn't going to text him.
Yeah.
But afterwards, he goes, like, what a great game. We were talking about it because I'm like, normally an 8-0 game. I mean, Steer hit 3 homers. It's still a cool one, but like.
I didn't realize he had
kind
3
of a blowout.
night.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
4 at bats. He got up in the 9th or 8th. But pretty good time.
Yeah. He's looking now. Oh, Jake Knapp shoots 61 yesterday to end up tied with Kevin Roy. Yeah, we were I was on Thursday, I was working and then I was playing, and kid I was playing with was like, Mark, have you checked the Rocket or the Rocket Mortgage yet? I was like, no. He goes, Kevin Roy's got 3 feet on the last hole for 62. I was like, what?
Making a run.
Outside the box score, what's your name? Where are you calling from? All right, Jamie, I'll throw you on hold. Jamie was in studio yesterday as well. Shout out, Jamie.
You met Jamie? Have you met him before?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I had met Jamie on a few occasions previously, but he came in to start the show yesterday. It was really fun.
Wow. We played a round of golf yesterday. We tried. We had 18 booked
out. Did you guys
at
play at Turning Stone?
Galooya. Yeah.
You played at Kaluuya?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And Mark, no bueno. There was an 8-some in front of us. It was soaked, by the way, pouring rain. We had to stop on the second hole for about 15, 20 minutes. It's just too heavy.
Yeah.
Club slipping out of your hands. We got through 9 in just about 3 hours.
Oh.
And we walked off. It was 6:30 at that time.
Yeah.
Through 3 hours, we're like, we're not gonna finish.
No.
We're not. So we're like, let's just leave.
There was an 8-some in front of you?
They were like technically doing 2 foursomes. I think there was a lot of like bachelor parties or something there.
Oh, okay.
So like, and there was a 1 in front of us that I think was our time, but they just let the guy go,
yeah.
whatever. So we didn't go as a 3, and he flopped him. So then we pull up to the next hole. The foursome's like, hey, we let this 1 jump, but like, we're like 2/8. So if you're fine with that, and we're like, yeah, you just keep it along. We don't have a problem with it. We'll just wait. We're waiting. I mean, on 1 hole, we clocked it. By the time we waited for them to tee off for like 6 or 7 minutes in front of us, and then we waited another 7 minutes. I mean, we're waiting 15 minutes a hole before we even start the hole.
Oh, yeah, that's awful.
It was just a miserable time, and didn't even golf horribly. I mean, I shot, well, yeah.
It's a tough course.
I lost a lot of balls, but I shot 56, and I still felt like whatever. It wasn't even the golf that was bringing me down. It was just a slow, miserable time. We're like, if we want to eat dinner, like get out of here, we should just leave. Yeah.
And we're back outside the box score with me, Mark Rowlands, your home for local sports in Syracuse, right here on the score 12-6. You can jump over to the phone lines quick. It's Jamie, the FedEx guy. Jamie, what's going on, pal?
Hey, Mark, I guess you got the exclusive rights to Jamie, the FedEx guy now for AM radio.
Jamie, I'm glad that you're going to stick around, but it stings a little bit. I really do. I'm really going to miss that show and listening from 10 to noon every day.
Yep, absolutely. And Mark, I'm supposed to be going out for my first practice round tomorrow. The greens of Beaumont, formerly Skyline. I called them up. They're going to let my dad drive the car around so he can watch me play. Now that my mom's passed away, my dad's got a free time on his hands. He's not tied up going to doctor's appointments a million times a day. So they're going to let him drive the car around and watch me get my practice round in before I take you two down with Manchild on my side. We're going to take you down.
Jamie, we did discuss this briefly yesterday here in the Score 1260 studios. Josh, I think this is going to happen.
Does Lurch want the smoke?
I think Lurch wants the smoke.
All right.
I think because Lurch and I golf together occasionally, and
we've played one. I've played one round with Lurch.
Yeah, and he's a really fun guy to play with. And Jamie, I think we got to get this. I think we got to get this done. We'll find a course that that will be a fair test for all. We're just, I believe, still a member of Camillus, Josh. So we can go to Camillus and you can relive.
I'll walk.
No, you won't.
It's too early.
You can relive your glory of holing out for Eagle
at 13.
And 13 at Camillus, and hopefully we get a more powerful golf cart.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds great, fellas. And then, of course, I'm calling in today because Wimbledon's starting on Monday. Who you got, Josh? Mark, who you guys got?
All right, Josh, who you got?
Well, this is a tough one. I mean, it's always a good test. If you're following along, too, to the pre-tourneys on grass, 2 Americans going off right now, Brooksby and Fritz. Fritz has won Eastbourne, it feels like, every year he's played it. I mean, he's just insane. He lost his serve for the first time in, like, 3 years at this tournament yesterday against Giron. But, I mean, you just really want to pick an American. Like, Fritz on grass is insane. His serve is too good. It's just a different type of game. I'm expecting him to make a deep run, to be honest with you. I don't know that he can win, though. He plays that upper echelon guy. He owns Zverev. If he gets Zverev, he can beat that guy. But Carlos and Yannick, they're just too good. Carlos right now seems too good, to be quite frank.
That's where I was going to go is I just don't see anyone beating Carlos right now.
Yeah. He's on top of the world. He's potentially banging Emma Raducanu right now. Good for him.
Hey, great for him.
I mean, shouts out to that new budding relationship in the tennis world. They're going to play in mixed doubles at the Open.
That's fun.
It's very fun. That whole side. I don't know if we've talked about the mixed doubles.
No,
they just made it an exhibition event essentially. It's all
really?
they're like all singles players basically. They're all paired up with each other. So like,
Oh, that's cool.
they just pick power couples to play.
Yeah, but that's gonna be fun.
It should be fun.
Yeah.
The only thing is that's actually going to count towards the major. So like guys who play
Oh.
mixed doubles all the time are really butthurt about it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which I get, but the U.S. Open's like, we're trying to make some money here, man. We're trying to make a real event. So it should be a great time. I think if I gun to my head, I'm picking Carlos.
Yeah, me too. I think I'm going with Carlos.
What about
Jamie.
you, Jamie?
I'm going to do I'll do a long shot. Hubert Hurkacz.
Ooh, Hubie. Big server. I like that.
Can't say I'm too familiar with his game, but
I mean, you got to watch. There's a guy who hasn't lost more than one time. What's the stat there on Bublik?
Oh, Bublik since May, he's only lost I think twice, and one of them was to Sinner, and he got his redemption on Sinner.
He
I mean,
beat Sinner on
he's
grass.
playing hot. He's playing fierce. I'm a Bublik guy.
Bublik.
there you go. There you go, Jamie. We got a Bublik pick as well.
All right, that sounds great, fellas. And as long as Djokovic doesn't take title number 8, Federer will be the king of the grass with 8 titles. But I think Sampras was more dominant because he won like 7 out of 8 years in a row, even though Federer made 10 finals and was 8-2. So that's always the awesome question: Federer or Sampras at Wimbledon. Even though Federer's got 8, Sampras has 7. That's just always a good topic of discussion right there.
Any guy who serves with one ball and doesn't bother taking the extra ball always has a little bit of for me. So Sampras was just a freak. Yeah, I'm a big Sampras guy. He knows I don't need that other ball. I'm gonna strike this.
All right, sounds great, fellas, and I'm sure I'll be seeing you soon on the court.
Oh yeah, Jamie. We'll get ready to take it down. Have a good weekend, my friend.
Yeah, you too. Thanks. Bye.
There he is, Jamie the FedEx guy calling in. We're going to make this golf match happen.
I mean, I thought it was just something you say, but now
No,
let's figure it out. Let's do it.
Jamie and Lurch want the smoke, so
I mean, the only problem here, Mark, is that you'd have to play with me, and anytime you play with me, you don't play like yourself.
but I'm back.
You're back.
I'm back.
Okay. All right, then let's do it.
Got a little tune up from Hunter. My game's back. I'm this close.
We have to pick a course where I can play run-ups. If I have to hit wedge shots, we're screwed.
All right,
Let
we're playing in Scotland.
Well, that's what I thought Galuya yesterday would be great.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a linksy type course. I'll be great. It was soaked. It was just,
Yeah.
there was no
no
There was
shot.
no run.
there was no runs.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just puddles everywhere.
What about Shen? Shen's like a Linksy
Shen-
style course.
Yeah, it's fine. It's a lot more open too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will have to make this match happen.
Oh, yeah.
My people will talk to Lurch's people.
I'm free. I got time.
We got time. And so we will make this happen. And who knows? Maybe we'll throw a couple of phone videos, make a little
Sure.
content out of it.
Let's do it.
Who knows? This is what starts our golf YouTuber career.
We got to get in before, Lurch taking his time off. Probably a lot of golf to be played. So we got to get it in early in this time off before he starts really honing in his game.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a great
Jamie's
point.
also playing one practice round. So
Yeah.
I think we got that one.
I think Jamie plays about 3 times a year, maybe.
Okay. So
maybe.
we're worried about Lurch for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking we'll probably do a scramble.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, 2v2 scramble, and that'll be the deciding factor on who is the best sports talk radio duo.
Let's do it.
Because Lord knows Paul won't be able to play.
You don't play golf?
No,
No, not a big golf guy.
no.
That's all right.
Word said he brought him once, and it was absolutely hilarious.
Oh,
So
if you don't play, you don't play.
yeah,
I get it.
if you don't play, you don't play. I'm interested to see Jamie's golf game.
Yeah, I mean, he's very confident for a guy who plays 5 times a year. So
Yeah, I think 3 is like the maximum.
I'm feeling, I don't know how I feel about that. Honestly, he's so confident that I'm kind of scared.
Jamie's just gonna be like a scratch golfer
Yeah.
out of nowhere.
Yeah, these clubs kind of suck. I don't know, man.
He's hitting it 290 off the tee, and we're just like, oh boy.
Jamie the FedEx guy's kicking our ass. Yeah.
Jamie the FedEx guy's a stick. We're going to take one more time out. We'll be back in a few minutes on Outside the Box Score.
Automotive technicians of all levels, this message is for you. McGuire Automotive Group needs you now.
We're gonna kick some ass.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Your game looked sharp yesterday, man.
That's a tough
Hey,
course, man.
This guy broke 100 at Bellevue.
I did.
This
With
guy
rentals.
Yeah, with
And
the
sneakers.
rental set and sneakers.
Mistake.
A mistake.
For 5 holes that day, I looked incredible.
Josh had one of the best 5-hole stretches I've ever seen.
I could have played with like the head pro there, and he'd have been like, "Hey man, you're pretty nice. That's pretty good." And I would have been like, "God damn it! I grabbed a 3-wood. I haven't hit 3-wood in 10 years.
Yeah.
I just ripped one." No, off the tee.
Off
I did
tee.
another 3-wood. I Burbs got so that was the Stealth 2.
Yeah.
I used Burbs Sim Max 2
Mhm.
3-wood. Same thing.
You're a
200
3-wood
straight.
guy. I told
think
you.
I'm a 3-wood guy. Yeah.
Pat said massive day today, Mark. Goose at MSG tonight. Pat and his jam bands, man.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, Anthony Edwards is going to be at MSG? What's he doing there? Throwing out the first pitch? What at MSG? Goose? Talking about Dr. Green?
Yeah, Pat's a big jam band guy.
Yep.
Goose is one of his favorites.
Not to be confused with fish. There's goose and fish.
There's goose, there's fish, there's a million others.
Yeah.
Widespread panic.
Playing MSG though must be pretty big.
Oh yeah, Goose is big.
Goose is big. Goose is huge.
Billy Strings. That's another one.
I know Billy
Yeah.
Strings. Billy Strings is a little weird.
Sold out MSG Goose.
Wow.
Pat also said, do they call Anthony Edwards Goose?
Well, that he's goose. I don't know. No, I don't think so. Maybe some people.
Why'd you come up with that then?
He plays Goose
Huh?
in Maverick, Top Gun. He's Goose. Anthony Edwards plays Goose. No? Right? Did you not put 2 and 2 together?
I was thinking Anthony Edwards, Minnesota.
He was
Oh.
thinking the very famous basketball player.
I was thinking the actor. Anthony the Goose. Revenge of the Nerds. ER. Fame. Goose. Damn it, Goose. Top Gun. I hear Goose, I think of one
It did
thing.
take me a minute to pick up on what you were even saying. It was like Anthony Edwards is
No,
Goose.
No, Pat, not the black guy.
Oh, no.
Ryan's in the chat. Mark looks like a goose. Hell yeah. Thanks, pal.
I'll take that.
It's this.
Oh, the schnoz.
Oh yeah, it's the schnoz.
I saw a wild thing.
Pat
the
said,
other day.
"Oh, that's Anthony Mackie."
Oh no! God
No!
damn it, Pat!
No, Pat.
He flies. Yeah, the black guy flies.
Yeah.
Goose.
Goose.
No, he's
It's
Falcon.
the Goose for Falcon.
Falcon, damn it!
Can you imagine a superhero named Goose? Pat, stop it. Stop it, Pat.
Is he just listing black guys? Now?
No. Now he's saying that I'm saying racist things.
You?
Mm-hmm.
Pat's the one who mistook my humble Anthony Edwards.
Stop it, Pat.
I've been on a big medicine kick lately. That's what. Watching The Pit on HBO.
Oh, are you?
And Carter's in it from ER.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been thinking ER lately.
Yeah.
Watched a lot of ER growing up. Too much.
Pat said I can't make a mistake.
Oh, man can't make a mistake these days. That's right.
It's a Nas Reed deal.
Yeah, big one.
With who?
5 years, 125 million with Minnesota.
Wow.
That's a good player, man.
Nas Reed.
Nas Reed is a great player. What a guy. And he just off the deep. Was he most improved player this year? Do they do that still? How could he not have been?
No, he was 6th man of the year last year.
Right. I feel like this year he went from like good player to like he's averaging 20 a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely
He'd
took a
take a
huge jump.
Oh yeah, he's really good. And we're back outside the box score with me, Mark Rowlands, your home for local sports in Syracuse, right here on the Score 1260. We were just discussing during the break, Nas Reed signing a 5-year, $125 million deal to stay with Minnesota. And we've got a breaking news from Jim. The Chicago Bulls are trading Alonzo Ball to the Cleveland Cavaliers for Isaac Okoro.
I mean, is Lonzo Ball ever going to play?
That's the question.
They
That
just
is
traded
the
a guy
question.
who plays for a guy who
Doesn't play.
might never play the game again.
Well, he came back, didn't he?
I don't think he's touched a basketball court since that injury.
I thought he came back briefly this year. I
And then
could be
went
wrong.
Right off. Like
Let's
he played like
see.
3 games or something. They were like, "No, I can't walk."
Yeah, he played 35 games this year.
What?
Yeah, started 14 of them.
Really?
Yeah. 7 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, only played 22 minutes a game.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, long road back from injury, missed 2 full years. Essentially missed 3 full years because he went down 35 games into the 21-22 season
Just came back.
and
this
then
year.
just came back and played 35 games this year. So essentially missed 3 full seasons.
Wow.
I mean, is there still potential there? I mean, the guy's 27, 28 years old now.
That guy's used parts.
Yeah, he's going into his age 28 season. Former number 2 overall pick, but no one thought that, or everyone thought it was a good pick at the time, but
Sure.
found out pretty quickly that he wasn't the guy that, we all thought he was going to be. Lakers ship him off pretty quickly to New Orleans, has a couple of decent years, ends up in Chicago and just plays 70 games in a 4-year stretch.
Yeah. No, that's I don't know what that is. I don't think he's ever going to be anything again. He's coming off the bench for sure, right?
Yeah, I mean, he was off to a solid start to his career. It's just
Sure. Yeah.
yeah, I just don't know what this guy is at this point. Pat said he'll just never be as good as his dad, who only has 1 leg.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
I think people are hoping he was going to go a little LaMelo and do a little brother reunion thing going on there.
Oh, in Charlotte?
Yeah.
That'd be interesting, him backing up his brother. Because Lord knows
It's not as good.
yeah.
LaMelo's just him. Yeah, LaMelo's good.
Yeah.
I like LaMelo.
Yeah,
Good
well,
disher.
LaMelo has surprised me.
Yeah.
When he was coming up, I was like, there was the whole thing around him with, college and deciding to go G League instead. And
Mhm.
there was, I was like, all right, this kid, we know what his brothers are. We know how his dad is.
Just trying to score 100 points a game, it felt like. A lot of those cherry picking clips.
Yeah, it was interesting because, I never knew what he was going to be. He is great. Oh, yeah, he went to New Zealand, not the G League. That's what it was. He played overseas. And I was like, yeah, I don't know, is this guy going to really translate? Is it, going to be, the cherry picking and stuff like that? Will that work in the NBA? And he's been awesome. Averaged 25 a game this year. Only played in 47 games. He's had some trouble staying healthy as well in recent years. But one Rookie of the Year. He's put up over 20 points a game ever since. Averages around 7-8 assists every year. Melo's good, man.
He's just a fun guy. He's a guy who sells tickets too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exciting to watch.
He actually gives Charlotte fans something to be excited about, which is something they haven't had in ever.
Since Gerald Wallace.
Yeah, but
I know.
that was the worst. Wasn't he on the worst team ever? Wasn't
That's
that
right.
the
That was the 73
the
73 or something.
yeah, the Corey Maggette, Gerald Wallace.
Gerald Wallace was people coming out, Ben.
They had the funny thing is though, there were some names on that team. It's like you recognize some of those guys.
I believe it.
Let's see, was it 09-10? No, what year?
It would have been later than that.
Yeah,
right?
11-12 was the year that they went 7-59.
Ooh.
Boris Diaw, DJ Augustine, Bismack Biyombo, Corey Maggette, Kemba, rookie
Kemba.
or not even rookie Kemba.
No.
Or yeah, it was rookie Kemba. There were some guys on that team, man. There were, and Pat just said, on paper, that team really isn't that bad, and they really aren't. I mean, some of the names I just listed.
Got to be a coaching problem,
Yeah.
you know.
Blame the coaches when in doubt.
Too much talent to win.
Paul
7 games.
Silas.
That guy never coached again.
Did he coach a full season that year? There's no way.
Yeah,
Wow. You win 7 games?
yeah. He has not coached since. Career record in the NBA.
Oh boy.
387 and 488. Not nearly as bad as
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be. Started his coaching career in 1980 as a head coach for the San Diego Clippers.
So this guy was a vet. He was a 30-year vet at that time. He's
Yeah.
lost the love of the game.
Yeah, I mean, he had some good years. After that, he was an assistant. He, coached the Clippers for a few years. The Clippers were really bad.
Yeah.
But that wasn't really any fault of his own. Then went and became an assistant until 98, 99, when he came back to start coaching the Hornets. In the late 90s, early 2000s, had 6 straight winning years between Charlotte and New Orleans, coached Cleveland for a couple of years, took 5 years off, and then went back to Charlotte and had the worst season of all time.
Game passed him by. That's all that is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Steph Curry came, all these 3 balls, he couldn't keep up.
No, he was playing a different breed. He was a mid-range guy, from what I hear.
Listen, you had Corey Maggette on that team. You were not chucking threes.
No.
You had Corey Maggette, Bismack Biyombo. That was low post, contested mid-range jump shots.
He was holding Boris Diaw back. Boris wanted to stretch 4 even back then, and he wouldn't allow it. He wouldn't allow it. Pop unleashed
Pop
Boris
unleashed
Diaw.
him,
Yeah. Pat, Josh does have access to the chat when I feel like reading out things you say, and I didn't feel like reading out another Jim Boeheim slander moment.
I would have hopped in on it. Is he saying,
Yeah, it's the thing that Pat always brings up whenever we talk about a basketball coach.
He just happens to bring up the Jim.
Yeah, the Jim Boeheim situation is what we'll call it.
It makes no sense to bring up that. We're not even talking. The game passed him by, and then he passed by a guy. Is that what he's getting at?
Essentially, like,
Jesus, Pat.
It wasn't even that subtle.
Oh, he just
Yeah, he just said it.
What are we doing?
See, now you gave him fuel. He just said he didn't pass by him, though.
Yeah,
good point.
Threw him a softball there.
Yeah, you really did.
Come on now, Pat.
And then Stone said the same thing. We've lost the chat.
Hey, man, the people want what the people want. I can't. Why is this my fault?
Stone said something earlier about the Red Sox that I got to go back and find. I'd rather army crawl a half marathon across broken glass and hot coals than watch this Red Sox team without Bregman and Devers.
Now, is there a dumber question? That is tough. It's Red
Yeah.
Sox related. But is there a dumber question that I got? Some guy I know is going to July 4th in D.C. The Boston plays the Nats, and he
Mhm.
goes, "Who do you think's going to be favorited?" And I'm like, "That's 2 weeks away in baseball." I'm like, "You got to
You
know the
never know.
starters." Like, I
Yeah.
don't even know. And he goes, "Well, what are the teams?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, they're about the same in good. It literally depends on the pitchers. I have
Yeah.
no clue." And he goes, "Well, who am I going to bet?" And I'm like, "You got to look that day. That's
Yeah,
baseball. I can't tell you. It's not like football. I can see the schedule
Yeah.
in 2 weeks and tell you. I have no clue. There's no analysis on who's going to be the betting favorite a week from now in baseball. It makes no sense." And he's like, "Okay, man, I guess I'll find something that day." I'm like, "That's every baseball
That's how
game.
you bet baseball.
Yes." I'm like, "Don't." Here's a tip. Don't bet baseball. I go, "You know what you should do? You're going to the Nats. You're going to root for the Nats. Bet on James Wood.
Yep.
James Wood's your guy." And he
Yep.
goes, "Whoa, he's playing right now. It says he's minus 110 to get a hit in this game." It was whatever. They were playing
Yeah.
the Padres or something. I go, "Yeah." He goes, "That's kind of low, right? I mean, isn't it easy to get a hit in baseball?" And I go, "Man, stop looking at the game then. You have
Yeah.
no clue what you're talking about. I don't know what to tell you." I'm like,
Stone said that's the equivalent of asking what lottery numbers should I buy.
right. I'm like, he's batting like 270 this year. He gets a hit at every 4-ish hits. I don't know. It's literally luck.
Yeah.
Will it be today? And he goes, 110 though, minus 1 even odds. I mean, this seems like a lock. I'm like, I'm not saying anything's a lock. Baseball's crazy.
Pat said, Mark, is it time to get rid of Duran? I don't know, man. I wouldn't say get rid of him. I mean, he's 28. He had a great year last year. He has not had a good year this year. He's playing well at home, but he's struggled mightily on the road. It's just, I think it's just time to blow it up.
You're ready.
I'm already ready.
Like a month ago, we were talking about this team. It's hopeful.
Yeah, and then they traded
Mhm,
Rafael
yeah.
Devers. Yeah. Then they made a trade that I keep saying is this close to the Mookie Betts trade,
hmm
in my opinion. And I'm just sick and tired of every time this team gets so close, they make a move like that.
And you're like, so what are we doing here?
Yeah, you go out, you get one of the best pitchers in baseball.
Yeah.
You trade for Garrett Crochet. You're saying, we're going to go for it. You sign Walker Buehler, who hasn't really worked out, but he had a great postseason. It seemed like he was totally back. You sign Walker Buehler. You've got Brian Bayo. Lucas Giolito is a solid number 4. You're thinking, okay, with Garrett Whitlock and Tanner Houck and like there's
Chapman, you got to retool bullpen.
You go out and get Aroldis Chapman, who's been really good this year, and the kids are on their way. You sign Devers. You go into the season. It's like, okay, like Pat said. I mean, your rotation is a 5-pack of mid right now. Or it's a 4-pack of mid with Garrett Crochet.
Sure.
I mean, Garrett Crochet is one of the 5 best pitchers in baseball. Maybe 10. Stone said, but Mark, we're buyers. The thing is, they're going to sell themselves as buyers at the trade deadline. Like, they're going to be involved with getting guys.
Yeah.
And it's just...
Is it buying if you trade your best player?
Exactly.
Can that be buying? I mean, I get it. You're getting a lot back in the sell. You're selling it as you're getting a lot back.
A lot.
I know.
Pat said, is Skeens the top pitcher in the league right now? That's actually an interesting question that we'll devote the next segment to, is talking about some of the starting pitchers in baseball. But it's just, I'm so frustrated that they pitch themselves as, we're going for the AL East.
Yeah.
And as soon as things go a little bit wrong, they trade the face of the franchise.
That was a tough move for any franchise. And he immediately begins to play first base for the other team. He's okay with learning first base now. That's just the real kick in the nuts to Boston fan too. Be like, I'll play first.
I'll play first.
just saying, you know what? Boston really screwed me, and I wanted to do nothing for them.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate when your ownership completely ruins the face of the team.
I heard a take recently.
Oh boy.
That it wasn't about the Red Sox, but the Red Sox fall into this category. It was about the Lakers sale.
Oh yeah.
And how
Huge.
the owner of the Dodgers ends up buying the Lakers for $10 billion. And the take was, and I wanted to hear your guys' thoughts on this, you should be allowed to own one sports team.
I like that. Yes. As a fan of the Sabres,
Yep.
who are owned by the Bills, there's just too much. It's too big of a thing to care about 2 franchises. And I understand we talked about this. It was a whole thing. It's all about who you hire. I get that. But like ultimately, you're willing to spend more money on one.
Yeah.
And it just ruins the other one.
The Red Sox fall into this.
Sure.
Because of Liverpool.
Yes.
Fenway Sports Group owns Liverpool in the Premier League.
Yep.
And it seems like in recent years, they haven't been willing to hand out as much money as in the past when Liverpool is signing guys left and right.
Yes.
Always. For bigger contracts, because soccer money is ridiculous. And I heard that take, and I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, very rarely does it pan out. In recent history, the only one I can think of that's even successful in multiple sports is Kroenke with the Rams and the Avalanche.
Mm-hmm.
And doesn't he own the Nuggets too, maybe? I think he owns another one even. The Kroenke Group, whatever.
Yeah. Stone said should only be allowed to buy one. Only exception should be a hockey basketball owner who owns the building. So James Dolan.
I get it. Yep. James Dolan, Philly has that. Wells Fargo Center. Whatever.
Kroenke owns Arsenal too, Pat said.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Kroenke's doing pretty damn good at it. Whoever, if you want to buy multiple teams, you talk to Stan Kroenke.
Yeah.
And you figure out how the hell he does it.
But it just seems like, we're starting to get more and more of these, widespread owners that own 2-3 teams. And there's
not enough money to go around.
Yeah, exactly.
There's just not.
There just isn't. And I thought about it, and I really agree with that take that, you should have one sports franchise.
I'll say this, even again, going back to Buffalo, I'm happy for Bills fans that they have someone that cares about them now.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that. And I hate the Bills. But shouldn't you want that for the Sabres fans too?
Yeah, exactly.
They just traded away one of their star forwards for
Mhm.
nobody, for nobodies, right
Yeah.
before the draft. And then
Mhm.
they picked some loser last night.
Mm-hmm.
They suck. They're just down, constantly down.
Mm-hmm.
Go back and look at their roster from 2021. It's made up of guys who just played in the postseason.
Yeah.
And they traded them all off for parts because this team is allergic to winning. It doesn't care. And their GM is somehow still in a job. Kevin
It's
Adams.
a cash cow for the Bills.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that's
Kevin
pretty-
Adams may be the worst executive in all 4 major sports. He's terrible.
Yeah, he's real bad.
He's god awful. And I want his head on a pivot, or whatever it's called. Head on a stake.
pike.
Head on a pike.
Yeah.
Not actually, though. Not actually.
Yeah.
Not actually. For legal reasons, that's a joke. Jim said Kroenke's wife is a Walton.
The Walton Group, who owns the Broncos.
Yeah.
That's right.
Of course, the
And
Waltons
Walmart.
own Walmart, so there's no money shortage there.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, that's my Red Sox rant for the day. We're gonna take a break, and when we come back, I do want to get into this starting pitcher discussion because I think there's a really interesting discussion to be had specifically around Paul Skeens.
Ooh.
So we'll come back and talk about that here on the Score 1260.
Thy ticket.
They've lost all their aura. Like
Fenway's struggling to keep
Yeah.
the aura
Yeah.
up for that team.
It's 2018 was not that long ago.
yeah.
It-
I hear you. By the way, the Walton Group,
Mhm.
I know a guy. I know a guy who handles their financials, evaluates their company.
Oh, really?
Waltons. Yeah. Pretty crazy.
Pat said you can't talk about trading Skeens. That's not where I was going to go with it. I don't think the Pirates should.
Can they
trade
re-sign
Skeens.
him though?
Yeah, but they'll never be able to keep him.
Why would you? Why the hell would you? I just went to a Pittsburgh game. We were
Mhm.
just there. The stadium is fine. It's great. It's beautiful. People actually come out. The ownership is not concerned with winning. They make profit. They're one of, like you've told me before, they're one of the only teams who consistently turn a profit every year.
Yeah.
Why would they? Why would they ruin anything?
I mean, they consistently have the lowest payroll
Yeah.
in the league.
Yeah.
But they still get middle of the road turnout.
It's a massive calculated risk to
Yeah.
then spend 150% more on your payroll and hope that you can make that back with how much you bring in now.
Yeah.
Because even the NL, for as competitive as the NL Central is right now,
Mhm.
it's not like you're the Orioles and you got the Yankees coming to town for 3 series a year, the Red Sox, like big market guys that are gonna like sell tickets those weeks.
Yeah.
You got the fucking Cardinals,
Yeah.
like, and the Cardinals aren't anything. The Reds aren't bringing tickets into Pirates. Nobody cares.
Pat said they kind of pay guys. They paid Reynolds and Hayes. Yeah, how'd the Brian Hayes deal work out?
He's the best defender. He's a really good
He's
defender.
a really good defensive third baseman. Good for him.
I
and
hear you.
I really liked Cabrian Hayes when he was coming up. I was a big Cabrian Hayes fan, but the guy just can't hit.
O'Neal Cruz's days are numbered there.
Oh yeah,
He wants out.
Yeah.
Did you see that play last week?
it was awful.
The one in center field?
It-
He's also playing center field. He's doing the Javi Baez thing.
Yeah.
I think the Tigers have worked with Javi Baez, and they're like, everyone else is like, what if we just throw a guy in the outfield, let him have some fun, rejuvenate him?
Javi Baez has had
He's an all-star.
A sneaky good year this year.
He's an all-star.
Yeah.
I was voting the other day. I looked at it.
I don't know if I would say he's an all-star, but he's close. It's been great for your Tigres. Awesome. Gleyber Torres
Gleyber
is
Torres,
a
yeah.
man reborn
Zach
in
McKinstry,
Detroit.
Gleyber Torres. We just got a bunch of mid guys just
Just
playing
doing their
above
job.
head.
Yeah.
Just ball players.
It is a ball player team. That's
It is a ball player. Kerry Bonds.
Gary Bonds.
Mark
Um,
Cahill. Is that guy still there?
No.
No.
Pat says Yankees miss Glaber more than they miss Soto, and I'll die on that hill. I actually don't hate that take.
Right
I-
now.
Yeah.
Right now, yeah, I would agree with that. I just starting pitching is in a really interesting spot in Major League Baseball right now. I think it's a really cool starting pitching crop right now.
Yeah, it's tough to see some guy. By the way, is that not speaking of starting pitchers in Boston? is one of the hardest things that happened in the last couple of years. How many shots you gave Chris Sale and he kept getting injured, and then you finally are like, all right, it's time to move on. And
yeah.
he's a Cy Young winner. He's just back, and you're like, fuck, dude, we tried this for like 3 years. We tried so hard.
I was so happy for him. I love Chris Sale.
Sure.
When he was on the White Sox, I was like, this guy is one of my favorite starting pitchers to watch. The guy was electric.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really sucked.
I mean, you gave him every chance, too. Like, it felt like you were like, we're going to get him. Where he's going to do it.
Yeah. He just got hurt again, which sucks to see, yeah.
And pitchers, we were talking about this the other day because I did the All-Star voting, and I saw, like, the finalists came out, and Reds fans are in shambles because Ellie has all the stats, and he didn't. I mean, like, you got outpicked by the Mets and Lindor and Betts, and I'm like, yeah. I mean, they're the two biggest franchises in the world. You just got outvoted. What do you want?
Yeah.
And then he's like, what about pitchers? And I'm like, guys don't vote on pitchers. That's
No,
all.
That's all manager.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting.
And we're back outside the box score with me, Mark Rowlands, your home for local sports in Syracuse, right here on the Score 1260. Wanted to have a quick discussion here about starting pitchers in Major League Baseball because Pat begged the question, is Paul Skeens the number one guy right now? And first, I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Do you think Skeens is the best starting pitcher in Major League Baseball?
I do. I mean, obviously, there's stats. There's other guys with lower ERAs pitching a little bit better right now. But when all said and done, if you were a team going into the World Series Game 7, everybody's picking Skeens right now to be their guy on the mound.
Wow. From a Tigers fan, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You're not picking your boy? You'd pick Skeens over Scooble now?
I wouldn't because like I'm a homer. But I'm saying like a GM, if a guy had to throw a pitcher on the field right now, they're throwing Skeens on the field.
That's probably accurate. Actually.
I don't know if they would.
Scooble's the only other one you'd
think right now I'd take Tarek Scooble.
It's those two, I think. In that situation, that's a great hypothetical to make it. Because even like Cy Young, whatever, numbers, blah, blah, blah. But just best pitcher if you got to start a game. That's a good thing.
And Pat said, did Skeen start the All-Star game last year, or am I making that up? He absolutely did, as a rookie.
As a rookie.
He played like 2 months.
Yeah.
And Pat brings up a guy that I was about to bring up. Jacob deGrom is back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day.
I mean,
8-2 or whatever with a sub-2 ERA.
He's just back. It's like he never left. And that's a guy that, obviously the thing with him is health.
Yeah.
Can Jacob deGrom start 30 games for you?
So far, so good.
He's probably number 3 in that conversation when he's on, sneaking up to 2 or 1.
Yeah.
Then you throw in Max Fried's been great for the Yankees.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal.
Garrett Crochet's been unreal for the Red Sox. Framber Valdez in Houston, no one talks about. His numbers aren't up there with those guys, but he's got 2 complete games this year. He's an innings eater. He's 8-4 with a 2.88 ERA. Framber's really good.
How about Hunter Brown? He's got a 1.75 ERA right now for Houston.
Yeah, Hunter Brown's been lights out.
I mean, we're talking guy on the bump today. He missed a couple starts at the beginning of the year. He was a little injured. Andrew Abbott's 7-1, 1.7 ERA.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's in the talk, man.
Yeah.
Don't shy away when he's an all-star.
Carlos Rodon, and how about the guy who pitched last night for St. Louis? Sonny Gray is on one. He had one of the best games ever pitched last night.
He's a freak.
He's the only guy ever to throw. It was a complete game shutout with 1 or fewer hits, 11 strikeouts, in less than 90 pitches.
Less than 90 pitches?
89 pitches.
Sonny Gray's a freak. I love it. That just a main guy who's not throwing fastballs, especially in today. It feels like guys come up, they throw fastball slider. That's their 2 pitches.
Yeah.
He's a slurve guy. He just pitches off speed. That's his bread and butter. I love watching him pitch.
Yeah, he is really fun to watch.
Stuff.
He's always been nasty. I mean, remember when he was coming up with Oakland in those playoff runs in like the early 2010s when the Coliseum was rocking and Sonny Gray's like 23 years old, just striking everybody out he sees.
Yeah,
so much fun to watch. I don't like. Here's the thing with Skeens. I think he came up and the hype was so big. He was the biggest pitching prospect since Steven Strasburg.
Sure.
and maybe since Nolan Ryan. And he came up with all this hype and immediately performed.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike we've seen since Strasburg, really. And I think part of the talk around Skeens, and the guy is incredible, but it's everything. He goes out with one of the most famous athletes in the world in Livy Dunn.
Is that right?
She has, she has she had the highest NIL valuation.
Yeah.
And she's a gymnast.
Yeah. Sure is.
One of the most famous people in the world. There's everything around this guy. The fact that he originally went to Air Force and transferred to LSU. He wasn't a full-time pitcher until he went to LSU.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of stuff around him that contributes to this lore of Paul Skeens.
Yeah.
And he's insanely good.
Yeah.
But I think he not tricks us a little bit into thinking he's the number one guy, because he's in the conversation for sure, but I don't think it's as
runaway.
Yeah, as runaway as everyone says it is. We just named 7, 8 guys that this year have been as good or better than Paul Skeens.
Yeah. Has he had Tommy John in college? Do you have it or anything?
I don't think so.
So he's that's another thing, that he's one of the last mantle of guys. It seems like now to be
And
a
he
great
will.
pitcher. Sure. Yeah, sure. It's coming. Pittsburgh, it's coming. But it seems like now you have to have Tommy John surgery at some point to get to the next level.
The crazy part is a lot of guys come back throwing harder.
Yeah. No,
And if that guy comes back throwing harder,
103,
then
102 starting games,
there's a real problem, because that's just, what can you do with that?
Yeah.
What can you do with that guy?
He's a guy who reminds me of when we were watching Prime DeGrom, where it's just paint. Every pitch is paint.
Every pitch is
disgusting to watch.
And I remember watching Prime DeGrom and just thinking, it's so crazy to think that guy won 11 games.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's living the Paul Skeens experience.
Well, yeah, Paul Skeens is doing the same thing right now, but it's every start was 8 innings, 1 run, 13 strikeouts, didn't walk anybody, gave up 3 hits, and a no decision.
Yeah.
What were the Mets doing?
How you don't back a guy like that?
I know. And I totally understand letting him go to Texas.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting up there in age. There's a ton of mileage on that.
It's $35 million, right?
Yeah.
It was a big contract.
Yeah, it was a big contract. It's not even that there's a ton of mileage on that arm. It's just there's, so much baggage with that right arm. And so I totally understood letting him go. But, man, the fact that he's back, and it's not 102 anymore.
No.
But it's still 98 with run and a 91 mile an hour slider that you will never hit a day in your life.
It's kind of like we were saying off air or in the break, but Chris Sale, similar situation. The Mets gave him a chance. They kept working on him. All right, it's time to move on. And now he's back.
And now he's fully back.
Steve Cohen somewhere being like, I would have paid $50 million.
Yeah, exactly. If you would have told Steve Cohen, hey, he's going to miss a year.
Yeah.
But when he comes back, Jacob deGrom is Jacob deGrom.
Sub 2 ERA. Crazy
Done
movement.
deal.
Yeah.
Done deal. I'll give that guy whatever he wants.
Yep.
And the Mets are obviously in a great spot right now. They haven't been playing great baseball as of late.
Mm-hmm.
But they're in a great spot right now. They've got Soto. The pitching's been good. And Lindor, obviously, they brought Alonso back. I'm excited for what the Mets can do. I do think they're a legitimate contender in the National League. But, man, can you imagine if they had all of that and Jacob deGrom being back?
That's aura.
He might mess around if Skubal falters.
Yeah.
deGrom might mess around and win the AL Cy Young this year.
Totally.
I certainly wouldn't put it
awesome.
past him.
I would love
the
that,
redemption
actually.
tour of him winning one again. Redemption, his age, but he's not even that old. It's just crazy to see the track that guy's been on.
8-2 with a 2.08 ERA.
Yeah. What are his K's numbers? Look at his K's through 9 too, probably.
Averaging 9 strikeouts per 9. So 94 strikeouts in 95 innings.
Yeah, that's solid.
Man, it would be really fun to see him be back. Well,
we love Jacob deGrom.
We'll be back next week. Austin probably won't be here. Austin, thank you for joining. Always a pleasure to see you, my friend.
No problem.
We'll be back next week. Same time, same channel. 11 a.m. right here on the Score 1260. Peace.